Well, they said it was going to be raining today, but that's not the case. My gardening plans was to put some more seed in under cover, so I wouldn't get wet and they wouldn't get washed out, but the sun came out, so time to clean up a bit in the front yard. We had a whole pile of courgettes and cucumbers and stuff, and as you can tell, we've left some just to rot on the stand. We just got so many, just so much fruit. It was just beating us, and Jill's friend said enough's enough and that kind of thing. So we're going to move all this, and that's going to make a nice little space, and I'm going to put a raised border into this space here, so it's one of the sort of spots that gets a bit of sun through the winter. So we'll do that, and we'll look at putting some kale or Chinese cabbages or something on those lines into it. Just a 4x4, but all this has got to be cleared. All the flowering stuff, again, it's grown like crazy, but quite nice fuchsias and roses and things that have all just sort of crashed into each other, really. So this winter we'll get this sorted out as well. I might just sort of note, despite the fact it's now got mildew, this was self-sown. Must have been in the compost or something. Ow! It was here, and fruiting, although not too well. But yeah, self-sown. So we could actually plant new plants and look after them a little longer than some of the books are saying, so we might give that a go next year. So that's those. We've got the apple tree, which is now ready, so we'll be picking those. They're a good sized apple. This is Monty's Surprise, which is one of the healthier apples you can get in terms of antioxidants and all that kind of thing. I guess the downside to it is they actually don't taste that good. Probably better for cooking than for eating. They're a little bit flowery for just straight eating. But still, it's nice to have them. We've got some smaller, I don't know what you count them as, but they're a crab apple, or too big for a crab apple really. These are still in the pots, and I'll plant them out this year. However, I might just point out it's the damage caused by silver eye, I think. I'm picking away at the apples here, so we'll pick them and give him some of the so-so fruit rather than taking our prime fruit. That's the devil's. So I've cleared the area, got rid of all the bins. Oops, sorry. I did think I'd have a bigger box to use, but I haven't. So there's a 3 foot by 3 foot, and then there's a bit of a space to the right of it, and we can probably put some pots or tubs or something, and grow a few things in there alongside it. I've just noticed we've got there's a visitor in the middle of there. What you doing? What you doing? Jill found that she'd actually been laying in another spot in the garden, and she's the one that had our chicks just before Christmas, and she wants to have another go at it, I think, so she keeps trying to nest in places that we're not going to find the eggs, basically. So, but we're still one up on the. So the plan for the box, we've got a lot of straw that's getting a bit old, so we're going to use some straw at the base of this one, and that rots down quite nicely in a way, so we'll put that down. We've got a lot of weed that I've taken off, which has got quite a bit of soil as well. So I'm going to put that on top of the straw, and then we'll fill it up with some decent soil, and away we go. We've got a few plants to put in it. So mainly Chinese cabbages, I think, in the main. I might put a couple of kale plants in here. But the soil will be too light for some of the other things that I'd like to do, like the cauliflowers and the broccolis and that kind of thing. They need a heavier soil, so we won't put them into this one. But this is one of those grab and go type things, so it's right beside the car, and we can then just grab some greens and go in and have a stir fry from the evening as soon as we come into work from work, because the clocks are changing, and when we come home it's going to be dark and miserable, so we don't want to go up to the top garden, the main vegetable garden. And it's always good just to have something we can just grab and that, rather than being tempted with everything that's bad. So this should work quite well, I think. So that's the plan. Spread that out and water it down. Put some of our green weeds and stuff. There's no seed in it, so it's all good. That'll just help the worms, attract the worms. It'll rot down. Be a nice little sort of composty base with the straw, and then we'll put some decent soil over the top of it, and away we go. How nice is that? It's one of our dahlias, and it's in a pot, and it's been in a pot for many years, but she's flowered really well this year. But I think it's quite a nice one. If everything looked like that, would be great, wouldn't it? So here we go. Excuse the rubbish on the side, but I'll get rid of that later. Filled the bed, straw on the bottom, some weeds and stuff, and then ordinary composty soil. That's plenty of compost, and then I've mulched the top with some chicken compost, which I have not dug in. So that just acts as a mulch, and then we've planted some curly kale, and then some Cavallo Nero, so the black Tuscan kale, and then I've planted 6 Chinese cabbages, which are tatsois, one of which I planted too high, so I'll have to redo that one, never mind. And there we go. So she'll sink down a little bit, but that's fine. We can top up a little bit, but I did pack it down a little bit just to make sure that we didn't lose that as well. So yeah, that should see us through winter, I think. Certainly for down here, we'll plant more kale and stuff in other areas. We've got other borders sort of dotted around, but it does look a lot tidier than fish bins and tubs and things. So in a few weeks, it should look pretty good. And there we go.